Let me ask you a couple of key questions.
Sure.
What makes you, you've been labeled, and what I've seen online, I've seen some of your other interviews, that you really support and represent what Bernie Sanders stands for. So let's start there. What particular policies do you like that Bernie Sanders is espousing, that if you were to make it into Congress with or without Bernie Sanders in the White House, what would you continue to push in your progressive agenda?
Yes, and that's a great question. I know people are struggling out there. There are many issues facing our country and facing my constituents in the 3rd congressional district. And what I want really through this campaign, I want people to dare to dream, man. I've walked my district so many times and spoken to so many people. People are sick and tired of the status quo. They're sick and tired of the establishment. They're sick and tired of being told who to vote. And they're sick and tired of just being left behind. Mm-hmm. And I can't stand for that. And I'm frustrated just as much as they are. Mm-hmm. And I want people to start to dare to dream. I want them to dare to dream about health care for everyone. It should be a right. There's no question that it should be a right in this great nation. We can't have people in this great nation in 2016 who lack basic health insurance. We can't have that anymore. We need to dream about universal health care. We also need to we need to have the best college education for our people. They deserve it. An educated society is a productive society. Mm-hmm. And we can start that by making sure that students who do well in school, in high school, mm-hmm. 3.0 or higher, they should have the right to go to college for free. Okay. Nobody should be denied college based on how much their parents work, how much their parents make. Mm-hmm. Nobody should be denied that opportunity. Not in America. Not today. Not in 2016.
Okay.
So right. when I get to Congress, I want to make sure, and I'm gonna work really hard to make sure that students who have a 3.0 or higher get free college tuition. But there's a caveat to that, Ben. Okay. If they don't take advantage of that opportunity, they will have to pay that money back if they don't graduate or if they drop out of school.
I can dig that.
And that would be considered a loan.
Yeah. No, I can totally. Yeah, you don't want to throw away the investment, right? So that's absolutely, in my opinion, I think that's a fair requirement. Okay, so let me ask a couple of key questions. You said something in there about the establishment, and before we switched over from the video hangout over to the phone call, you mentioned that you're at an event with Bill Clinton getting ready to speak. Let me follow up with a question on the college conversation that we had, because as I was sitting here and I thought about it, I personally think that your plan to your suggestion that if someone doesn't finish college, it converts into a loan. Where is it simply finishing college, or is there a time limit? Because some students, let's say someone coming from an underprivileged community, may take longer, right? It took me 8 years to get my BA. Now, after that, I blew through my master's and I'm almost doing my PhD. So, that's besides the point. Yeah, but it took me 8 years to get my first degree. Are you proposing a time limit on completion, or is it just a hard, fast, you have to finish and there's really no time limit on that? Because that could be kind of shaky for someone coming from a background like mine.
That's a great point. And I think the point is the individual needs to finish. And there will be some exceptions. There's illness, family emergencies, things like that may arise that were unforeseeable at the time the individual entered school. Mm-hmm. So for those, there will be exceptions for that. If somebody has to leave school for some reason or another, sure, it doesn't convert into a loan right away. And I think my plan would contemplate perhaps a year. After a year, if that person does not return to school, then it would convert into a loan. But in the meantime, to address your question directly, there would be no time limit. People have different circumstances. Sometimes they have children, mm-hmm. they have jobs that they need to go to, or both, and right. They can't go to school full time. Right. Everybody has circumstances. So as long as that person is enrolled, at least part-time in school, they will get that benefit of having free tuition.
Absolutely, because that's the only reason I'm right now still in this PhD program, because life happens, right? And my perfect example is I'm having to take 2 semesters off, but I only have a year. And after these 2 semesters off, I have to get back in, or else, so I think that's very fair. And I wanted to make sure we had a chance to clear that up. 2 more questions, and then I'm going to let you go. Number 1,